Evening, everyone. Afternoon, morning, wherever you may be watching this. This is Talk Sport and Movies. This is a new rebranding of the Mr. DJZ channel. And today I'm actually going to be talking about a movie director, which is actually very close to my heart in terms of the movies that they're making, kind of defining a genre in their own right, and that is Ari Aster. Now, Ari Aster, he's made some, I'll tell you now, some really, really good films. If you're into the horror genre, definitely please go and check him out. And I'm pretty sure if you are, you would have heard his name crop up. You may have thought, oh, you know what, who's this guy? You may have checked him out, you may not have, but this is going to be a video on his actual filmography. We've got Hereditary, obviously, first film that came out back in 2017, and you had Midsummer, I believe, which was 2018, and now we have Beau is Afraid, which is his latest release in 2023. Beau is Afraid is not necessarily a horror film, more of a comedy, no jump scares, nothing really too shocking. But what I do want to talk about is this new style that he's bringing to the genre. No longer are we seeing jump scares, well, a lot of other filmmakers will do that. You see them from Scary Movie, the comedic side of things. What I love about Ari Aster and his films and the way that he directs them is that every single film requires the person watching the film to take away something from that and then to actually digest that information and then come up with their own psychological, explanation for the endings. I'm not going to be posting any spoilers here in terms of the endings of the films, but what I will say is that it is actually definitely a new genre. He's definitely bringing a new flavour to the film scene, which I love. Um, and he definitely has got a fan, in me. In every single film that Ari Aster is going to be putting out, and every single project that he's got, I'll definitely be looking at because he's someone that is just bringing something new and fresh. It's what the genre of horror needs. It's a new take on it, and it's brilliant. I remember I watched Midsummer in in cinemas, and bear in mind these films are. I think Hereditary was around about 2 hour mark. You had Midsummer which was around about the 2.5 to three, and Beau is Afraid is actually a 3 hour feature length film. And when I saw Midsummer in the cinema, I actually was in awe of just the cinematography from it. A lot of attention to detail, vivid colours, the way that it's directed in general is, if you're into your cinematography and you're studying media, definitely check out his film style. The way he films it and stuff like that is mind blowing to me. And even in that sense, it's captivating and it's industry leading as far as I'm concerned. But just the whole take on the story, it'll have you, even though it's 3 hours, these films, like 2 hours and stuff like that, it'll have you on the edge of your seat. Especially if you're methodical and you want to think, don't go into these films if you're not someone who wants to take the time to think, because this film will have you thinking about the plots, about the psychological factors within each character, and there is a meaning behind each of these films, and whether that's for you to draw your own opinion on, or whether the theory is out there and it's quite obvious in what he's trying to portray. But it is actually really good, and it's such a unique take on the industry, which I highly appreciate. So far long gone, of just the jump scare days. We have stuff like The Conjuring, which I feel like is just being overdone. Scary Movie had their franchise as well. A lot of these horror films that are coming out. We've got a new Exorcist coming out. We all know what it's going to be about. It's the same thing. Whereas when I know I'm going to an Ari Aster film, I know his film style. I know I'm going to be thinking about the plot, not necessarily about the not yeah. I suppose you could be thinking about the plot, but also the overall meaning behind it, and that's what I love about his film style and directing. Um, so yeah, I mean, I cannot wait for his new films whatever projects he's got lined up, and just really this is a video to put out there to go and see what he's all about, because I tell you now, you will not be disappointed, especially if you're a horror film genre lover. A lot of I will say in the first two films, Hereditary and Midsummer, a lot of gore. Well, I wouldn't say even a lot of gore, but it was like, just like that. Like you wouldn't expect it coming. It's very shocking. I wouldn't say necessarily jump scare, but it's to the point of attention to detail. Is tremendous in the way in the cinematography, the way it's filmed. And that is what I like. It's not just saw where it's just gore, chop off your leg, you know, have some arteries in your face, have some blood squirting in your face type of stuff. This is when it's needed, and it's just amazing really to get into that. And as someone who likes to actually sit there, watch a film and dissect it, trust me, these films you can rewind and look again for little details and nuances within the film and go, you know what, yeah, there's a clue there, and there. All of that is brilliant, and that is something that the film industry needs. We need something like that because that is what fans of the industry like myself are craving for, especially if you're into that sort of thing. If you really want your quick jumps, if you really want your jump scares, then that genre is there for you as well. But this is just a whole new take on it, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So that's that really. All this is really is a video is to just point at um, Ari Aster and the actual, the films that he's been doing and praising him really because that's what he needs. All of these three films have gotten. I did actually take a look. Currently, Beau's Afraid is at 6.8 on the IMDb rating. You had Midsummer at 7.1 and Hereditary at 7.3. All respectable scores. I think the film critics thought that Beau is Afraid. There was mixed reviews on that, but then again, it's everyone has a different taste. Everyone has a different flavour, for their films, and that is what that is. And yeah, but me personally loved it, and I will continue to watch some more of his films and projects when they do come up. But just to reiterate, this channel is now called Talk Sport and Movies, predominantly because that's what I'll be covering on here: sports, movies, movie reviews. Looking into directors and stuff like that. But this is my first video with the rebranding. So please do stick around if you like that content, and we'll be continuing with this content going forward. So cheers, and appreciate everyone for listening. Take care. Bye.